it's like the direction Edgar Wright took it. Michael Cera as Scott Pilgrim it just worked so well for me, and it's one of those movies that I can watch it anytime I want. You know, some movies you have to be in the mood for. Like, I have to be in the mood to watch Reservoir Dogs, even though I love Quentin Tarantino. I have to be in a mood to watch Tintin, even though it's a fantastic movie. I can just go in my room, like, I feel like watching a movie. What am I going to watch? I don't know, Scott Pilgrim. Boom, on. Immediate. Like, there's no thought process. It's just one of those movies that I can watch whenever I want.
Yeah, I did like it. I saw it, like, after all the hype, so I was, like, really hyped in it. It was good. I liked it. I don't think it's, like... I'm not much of a video gamer or a comic book reader, so it didn't appeal to me as much as it would for a lot of other people. I did like how just over the top it was in, like, its visuals. Like, it did feel like a lot like a video game.
Yeah,
like watching
it really
a
did.
live action video.
The color and the palette that they used for this movie was really live.
I thought the direction was great. I thought the actors did good. It just... The only reason I didn't love it is because, really, it was just... I have no reason. It's just not a huge appeal to me.
A comic book that has a huge base in music and video games is not something that really, like, plays to, like, your liking as far as, you know, standard Hollywood blockbusters go.
Yeah, but it was pretty damn good movie, and I liked that whole thing where it's like, I didn't even notice it the first time, but every evil X has, like, their number on it, and the first one has a 1.
Yeah.
It's like, that's kind of creative. I like little subtlety in the
they do
direction
that,
like
and
that.
There's tons of little subtleties in Scott Pilgrim. Like, everywhere you look, there's homages to the comic, there's homages to different video games, or music references. The Clash at Demon Head, that's actually a video game. The band that Envy Adams, which is Scott's ex, belongs to, is the Clash at Demon Head's name in the band. It's also a name of a video game, which is actually pretty good. You know, video games. The main character's name is Bang, which is funny, but there's subtle references in all of these in the entirety of Scott Pilgrim that lends itself to, if you're into that kind of culture, if you're into that kind of media, you just have so much fun because you just notice all these little things. So
yeah, good movie. Definitely recommend it. Didn't deserve to bomb, but
I mean, it's still getting private showings in theaters. Like, people will be like, you know.
My number 1, V for Vendetta. I know you said you weren't a big fan of it.
I was not.
And I could kind of see why. The main character, not Evie, V, he is a bit of a terrorist, I guess you could say, but it's like they don't seem to, they make you want to sympathize with him a lot, even though he's doing kind of terrible things that go against what he's saying.
Yeah.
I don't mind that so much. I kind of can get behind that. It's like, sometimes, this is kind of what I said with Batman, sometimes you kind of have to kill in order to get stuff done. Sorry. Sometimes it just has to happen. I think Bin Laden should have been just shot. Some people say, oh, we should have brought him to justice. No, just fucking shoot him.
I don't know. See, he's
gonna die anyway. He might. I mean,
my problem with V for Vendetta is it's not so much in the movie, but in the wake of the movie, like, what happened with it. Like, everyone started chanting, like, remember the 5th of November, Guy Fawkes is so important. Guy Fawkes was the guy who watched the gunpowder. Like, there's, you know, everyone puts on a mask nowadays and thinks they understand anarchy. They really don't. You know, there's an intrinsic and unintentional conveyance that this movie gives, and that's the fact that they think that because they watch this movie, they understand the plight versus a what's it called? A dysutopia or unutopia or whatever that is. A dystopia. That's it. They think they understand the plight against of a dystopia, which, if you read books like Fahrenheit 451 or 1984, you can understand it a lot better. V for Vendetta, they try to convey again, like the plight against of the people against a dystopia society with action and violence and like, and it just, to me, it just comes off as pretentious.
I don't know, that seems like the exact opposite of pretentious to me, but I just love these sort of dystopian future, government is evil, Big Brother watching you type of things. Even though I haven't read 1984, I should probably get around to doing that.
Yeah,
But
it's not bad. It's the main character's pathetic. That's about it.
But I just love those types of stories, and I think this one did it well. I hated the villain, big government people. I loved Hugo Weaving as V. He conveys so much with no facial expressions. Just his voice and the way he can turn his head. You can tell what he's feeling. You can tell everything. And every time I watch the movie, I notice something different. When I first saw it, I'm like, how the hell did V manage to capture her and make her think she was in a prison all that time when she obviously would have seen his face when he was shaving her head. And then the next time I watched it, I'm like, oh, he had a rubber suit, which is kind of stupid, but I was willing to buy it. Natalie Portman is V. Loved her. She's still hot, even with her shaved head. And I haven't read. I bought the comic. I did.
Oh.
But I haven't started reading it yet because I've been very busy. But it seems some people who have read the comic are very mixed on the movie. Even the fucking author doesn't care for the movie scene. From what I've heard of the comic, seems the movie actually made it better for me. I'm not saying it yet because I haven't read it, but it seems in the comic V was the opposite extreme. He, instead of being like all government, he was government just shouldn't exist. That's what I heard he was like in the comics, and that is the opposite extreme. That's not any better. We need government. We just can't let them have too much power. In the words of V, people should not fear their government. Government should fear their people, and that's what I believe.
I don't know. It's like it's a really political movie, and there's no way you can really go into.
I'm not even a political person.
Yeah, like I said, it's a really political movie, and there's no way to talk about V for Vendetta without getting political, because you start with it and it goes just downhill, and there's three things that you don't talk to people about in common dialogue: war, sex, or religion. Those are three things you just don't talk to people in the casual conversation, and that's something I just don't like about V for Vendetta. It lends itself to these super heated political debates. Just because of the nature of the movie, and there's nothing you can really do about it. But I don't know.
Yeah, but other than that, for me, it's just a plain awesome movie. You get some cool explosions. You get some nice anarchy, you get chaos. That's actually better than Dark Knight as far as I'm concerned.
You get the 1812 overture.
Yep, yeah. Just that over explosions is the greatest thing I've ever seen in the comic book genre. There's no better way to end a movie than destroying Parliament with the overture playing.
It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Other than that, it had perfect pacing. It was funny. It was dramatic. I gave a decent history lesson, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the, I guess you'd call him a corrupt cops, even though he's a good cop in our minds. But yeah, everything in that movie just worked for me. It may be flawed. Some movies may be better. I can kind of understand why you don't like it, but you don't like some of my favorite movies.
Yeah, well.
I'm sure, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of Tarantino. So.
And M. Night Shyamalan is the devil.
No,
so,
he's not.
Lies.
The devil is the devil. The old lady is the devil.
Quiet you.
You like the Red Brown Captain America movie.
I like the Red Brown Captain America movie, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it.
Alright. Do you have any worst comic book movies?
One of the worst comic book movies. Hmm. Let's see. Blade 2 was really bad.
I heard good. I thought that was like
Blade 1 was good. Blade 3 was awesome. Blade 2 was just that awkward middle child.
Hey, you have different opinions than most then. I like here Blade 2 is one of the great ones, and then 3 is like awful.
I like Blade. Then again, like Blade. I think Blade 3 has Ryan Reynolds in it, so maybe that kind of altered my opinion.
Yeah.
But as far as awful comic book movies, there's a few that I don't really care for, but again, I can't really recall them right now because I don't like them. Why do I think about them often?
Let's kick some ice.
Batman and Robin. It's just
Doesn't even count as a movie.
Joel Schumacher is that's not a movie. That's Joel Schumacher putting people in Batman cosplay and filming them and seeing what happens. Like
It was literally made to make toys. It was they weren't even kidding. Some of the actors actually thought they were in a toy commercial.
yeah, it's just like I used to meet you.
I think we can both agree that that's like the worst comic book movie of all time.
It's pretty bad. That's like I said. I kind of like bar it from my mind and memory. Like,
Yes,
until you bring it up, and then I hate you for it because now I'm thinking.
Yes,
about
Batman and Robin is worse than Wanted.
Bat nipples, yay! Bat credit cards, wee!
It's more memorable than Batman Forever, but I think Batman Forever is a better movie.
I mean, it's not really. James and the Giant Peach is a better movie than Batman and Robin.
No, I never saw it. So,
You should.
I think we can also both agree that pretty much every movie's better than Batman and Robin in terms of adaptations.
No. The Last Airbender was an awful adaptation.
Well, yes, but that's because it was condensed down to an hour and a half.
Doesn't make it less awful.
Well, yes, but at least it made it kind of hilarious.
But you said as far as an adaptation goes, it's probably one of the worst. And I agree with you. It's not one of the worst, but it is one of the worst, but it's not the worst.
The worst?
The Last Airbender.
Yeah. That at least got the plot right.
No, it didn't.
Yes. Why are we getting into this subject?
I don't know. You brought it up.
I did?
No, I did. But I hate it. I hate it so much.
You never watched my review of it.
I don't like anything that has its name in it. So, Last Airbender, sorry, not gonna watch it because I hate you.
Wait, I thought you've never seen it?
What, The Last Airbender? Of course I've seen The Last Airbender. I saw it in theaters, I walked out halfway through, only movie I ever walked out of.
I watch watching movies if I'm watching them on like Netflix or on a DVD.
Like, no, I've walked out of the movie theater during The Last Airbender, but I stayed through Norbit.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how much I dislike that movie. So
You are just blinded by hatred.
I hate it.
Even I can, like I actually saw Night Watch, some of it, and it was alright. And that's by the same guy who made Wanted. So, that was the top 10 comic book movies. Anyone see Thor 2? Is it good? I've heard it's good. I hope it's fun.
Is Loki
And-
charismatic? He better be. He better damn well be.
Yeah, next year. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Future Past,
20.
Amazing Spider-Man 2, and Winter Soldier.
Yeah. 2014 is going to be a big year for comic book movies, and 2015 is going to be a big year for movies in general. So, I'm looking
And
forward to all of them.
2013, you haven't been great. You've given us The Host. You've given us movie 43. You've given us shit. You've given us some good movies, I'll give you that, but you've given us also some really terrible ones.
Yeah, that countdown to New Year's can't come close enough.
Well, I doubt we're getting, most of the bad ones were in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
At least in the next ones we've got that new Scorsese movie, we got Catching Fire, we got new Hobbit.
Yeah, we got some good films coming out. But yeah, top 10 comic book movies. Two very different opinions, two very different lists. But this is Nordy. I'm Esquog, and bye.
We will see you later.